Okay, and I'm back, and we're still going. I can't believe this is still happening. I didn't imagine we'd make it to number two, to be honest. But here we go. Um, Today, I think I'm gonna start talking about how my hair is falling out because man, it is coming out like crazy. I started. Well, I didn't start showering. I have been showering, but I started noticing when I'm in the shower and I like run my hands through my hair to like put soap in and stuff. Huge clumps of hair have been coming out, and it's just been like stuck to my hands. And then I go and I wipe my eyes because I have like soap in my eyes and stuff, and I'm getting hair in my eyes. I'm getting hair in my face, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, this is not super enjoyable at all. My hair has thinned out so much just in the past couple of days. Like I have a giant bald spot, the hairline's receding. It's not super nice, but it's a side effect of the chemo. And you know, look, my philosophy on this right now has been just as I kind of mentioned to a friend earlier today. It's like, is this physical proof that I'm doing something? I'm not doing nothing. I'm not just sitting and letting the cancer ravage through my body. I am fighting, and I'm saying fuck you, and yes, that's what I've been doing. And showers, definitely, I'm noticing a lot more of the clumps and a lot of the hair falling out. Not to be too TMI, but the first thing I noticed, hair loss wise, was my testicles. That was like the first hair to go. I remember I was using the restroom one day, and I kind of looked down into the toilet bowl as I was doing my thing, and I was like, wow, there they go, they're gone. But but you know what? We're alive, and that's what matters. That's the only thing that matters is keep it on. So if anyone else is out there and they're kind of going through the same thing, they're losing their hair and they're feeling down on themselves, it's okay. It means we're fighting, um, and that's it. Boy, it's been really smoky out here where I am. There's a pretty large fire burning in the Tahoe forest area. And for the past few days, we've been pretty spared by the smoke. The winds have kind of pushed everything to the Nevada side. But today, I think the winds have kind of shifted, and a lot of the smoke has drifted back into my neighborhood, and it's not so nice outside, which kind of sucks. Because one of the things that's super important when we're going through chemo and different treatments is to be outside and to be moving and staying active. And when you're forced by nature to kind of stay inside, sometimes that can kind of negatively impact the mental health side of things, and it can make a battle that's tough even tougher. So something that's super important is maybe getting up, going for walks, and just staying active in any way that we can while all this is going on. Um, so today I had to give a little bit of blood, not to donate, unfortunately, because it's just too much. I get like really lightheaded when it comes to blood and stuff, and of course, uh, I have to do a lot of blood tests because of what's going on, and I had one of those today, and so that's why I kind of noticed the smoke, and I was like, oh man, it's super smoky out here. So that's a little bit of a drag, but it's, you know what, could be worse. It's still a super nice day, and we're here, we're alive. So that's, like I said, we'll take what we can get, count that as a blessing. Things to discuss today. You know, I said I would. I said I would do it. I said I would plan ahead, and I did a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna talk about the hair that's been falling out. I've got some beanies. I've been wearing a lot of beanies, and actually, one of my neighbors, former neighbors. I mean, look, when you live in a small town, I consider everybody to be my neighbor. Like, if I can drive to your house in 10 minutes, you're my neighbor. And I used to mow the lawns for one of my neighbors, and back in like high school, you know that first job that's not really a job, but just like preparing you for a job so you can put on a resume that the fast food person looks at and doesn't give a shit about and throws in the garbage can and then calls you up and says you got the job. Um, Yeah, they sent me a beanie in the mail today, and I had no idea that they were doing that. It was an Amazon gift. And I opened the door, and I didn't open the door actually. I'm trying to make this sound interesting to take some time, but it was already inside the house, and I went and looked at it and opened it up, and sure enough, it was a beanie on it that said "fuck cancer," and I was like, yes, that's that's awesome. I have "fuck cancer" socks already, so now I've got the beanie. Now I just need the shirt and the pants, and then I'll be like a "fuck cancer" uh, representative. You could send me to Congress and I'll be like, fuck cancer. They'll be like, you're right, but we're still going to do a lot of stuff that causes cancer, like use pesticides and do nuclear tests and whatever. That's fine. Do what you got to do. If I sound a little wired, I had a. Okay, so Starbucks has got those pumpkin spice things. They're back. This isn't an ad for Starbucks, although it's going to be. The pumpkin spice frappuccino is amazing. It's really, really good. So I got one of those, and it's solid. I got it with oat milk. Kept the whipped cream, of course, because you cannot have a frappuccino without whipped cream, I think. So pumpkin spice frappuccino was a solid. I almost said 7, but I think I'm gonna go 8.2 out of 10 because it tasted like liquid pumpkin pie, and I love pumpkin pie. I'm a huge, huge, huge pumpkin pie fan. It is to die for. So there's this place called Apple Hill pretty close to our house, and it's like a California phenomenon. You can go there, you can get your apples, you can get your pies, honey sticks. They've got farms, hay rides, corn mazes. It's a fall finanza. Is finanza a word? I don't know, but it's a fall place to go. And I guess they have an apple shortage this year. That's like crazy. I guess there was a couple days of frost, and they're gonna have a shortage of apples. But hey, isn't there a shortage everywhere right now? I don't know. I feel like there's always a shortage of something these days. Maybe it's always been that way. Maybe COVID just kind of exposed it, and now people actually don't have a lot of things to do, so they're noticing these things. Or you know what? Maybe it just makes a good article. Or maybe the businesses themselves are saying they have shortages to try and convince people to go out and buy more. Quick, buy it now. We have a shortage. Who knows? You know, I'm not one to say, but it's something interesting, and it's something that I'm always thinking about. Because I got a lot of time on my hands now. I really do. I think I'm going to keep these short. I think keeping them around the 10 to 15 minute mark is going to be the key, because look, who wants to listen to me speak for more than like 15 minutes at a time? It's boring. It's not exciting. There's nothing fun about that. And if you're hearing that noise, I got this it's like a piece of Velcro, but it's just long enough so I can roll it up into like a little ball. And I'm not realizing, but I keep like, here, let's do a little bit of ASMR. Yep. So it's been something that I'm uncontrollable. I can't stop doing it. How do you people feel about turkey burgers? Because that's something that we can talk about. Okay. Turkey burgers, in my opinion, it's the next best alternative to a beef burger. Although it's completely different. It's nothing like a beef patty at all. My dad actually makes these really good, thick turkey burger patties, and they're delicious. And they're like lean, and you feel healthy when you eat one of those. You know, when you eat like a big burger and it's thick and it's juicy, it's buttery, and you bite into it, and it's like you start after a while feeling like your arteries are just completely clogged shut. You don't get that with a turkey burger. With a turkey burger, you feel like Rob Lowe. You feel clean. You feel like you're doing stuff. You feel like you could eat a protein bar. I don't know. I'm becoming more of a fan of the turkey burger. Excuse me while I take a sip of my alkaline water with electrolytes. There's something out there, in the darkness, floating in the void. I don't really know if that does any good. I'm just trying to get all the electrolytes where I can and hydrate where I can. It's good to drink water when you're on chemo. Look, if anyone out there is on chemo and they're not drinking enough water, shame on you. You can't be complaining about your symptoms. You got to drink 2 liters a day. That's the recommended amount by some of my family members and friends of family members who have gone through this before, and they say that they're fellow survivors, and they say that 2 liters of water a day minimum. It will make you feel alive. It'll make you feel good. It'll be different. It will hit different. Hey, has anyone out there ever done glass blowing? Glass blowing is something that I enjoy. I can say I've done it. My family lineage comes from a very small town in, I guess, southern Finland, called Riihimäki. And in Riihimäki, I'm sure I'm butchering it. I've been there quite a few times because I'm a dual citizen, like I've mentioned before. But I had the opportunity once to go there and do some glass blowing, and I made a paperweight. It's this glass ball, but really what it looks like to me is, you know, the seeing eye from the Lord of the Rings, the glass ball that connects to Sauron, and you see his eye and stuff. It looks just like that, but it's green and it's got all these beautiful swirling effects. And the way they achieve that effect is when you are molding this thing, you're blowing the glass, you're taking it in and out from the oven, and you're rolling it very gently in these shards of glass. Usually they're colored glass, and it's what you want. And as you're blowing through the long pipe, you're rotating, and you're rotating quickly and evenly to ensure that the shape stays the same. And it makes this amazing swirling effect, and it's really beautiful. So that is, I think, an art that is extremely difficult to master, but anybody can do it. So if you're feeling like, maybe I wanted a good arts and craft or something that I kind of want to try out, something that's a little bit different, give glass blowing a try. And you can do it on a much smaller scale. You don't have to be in a big giant warehouse with these furnaces that are thousands of degrees. You can get tiny little glass blowing kits online for a couple $100, and they're like little glass tubes that you use, and you can draw little shapes and draw a little 3-dimensional. You know what it reminds me of? 3D pens, 3D printing pens. I think those are some of the coolest little things ever, and I would love to get my hands on one of those. So you know what? Maybe we'll play the cancer card a little bit and ask for one of those, huh? That would be super, super fun, because you draw them on your desk, you plug it into the wall, you put the plastic in, and the only thing I'm a little skeptical about is the fact that you're using plastic, and you're using a plastic that may or may not be good for the environment. It may not be good to breathe it in. Who wants to be breathing in plastic all the time? We already are. I know. You step outside your house and you're breathing in a bunch of plastic, but who wants to be breathing in even more plastic? I don't think anybody does. So that's something they could keep in mind. But 3D printing is super cool, man. You can really print anything. And it would be awesome. I've got a lot of friends who are filmmakers, and a lot of people who want to be, creating these small little models, scale models. 3D printing is such an amazing solution for that, because you can design your model in the computer and then just print it out in a couple hours. Boom, you've got your model, and that you made, you designed. There's one of a kind, and it's yours now. I think it's awesome. I really do. This is, I guess, just a day that's full of my own opinions. This is a show that's just me saying what I like, things I like. That's what I should have called it, not the void. But thank you for tuning into the void. I really do appreciate it. All the listens really do mean a lot. I mean, I would probably be doing this anyway, but knowing that there's at least one of you listening makes my day, and it makes it all worth it. It really does. Not like this is a whole lot of effort. It really isn't. It's just a microphone and me sitting behind a chair. But I do really appreciate it. Hey, has anyone ever played disc golf? It might be a dumb question, but I got super into disc golf when I was in Monterey. I went to school in Monterey for about a semester, and it didn't work out. I didn't thrive out there the way I really wanted to. It's a small community, small university. Like I said, I had a really cool job while I was out there. I was a photographer and a video director, but my official title, let's be clear, was not video director. But the actual work I was doing, I was directing the videos. My official title was, let's see, what was it? It was University Communications Photo and Videography Intern. I was an intern, but since it's such a small community, and I've had a lot of previous experience in commercial work and doing corporate videos on my own with one other person based out of Sacramento. They pretty much let me loose. They said, "Have a good time. Here's what we want, and go out and make it happen." So, essentially, the actual skills I was using were that of somebody who was a video director. So I tell people I was a video director, but I mean, the truth is I wasn't. I wasn't a director of anything. I was the fucking intern. I had my own cubicle though. That was nice, but I wasn't a quote unquote director because that wasn't my official title. However, I am a director because I did that. I mean, that's the type of things I was doing, everything a director does, but I just didn't have the title. So, what does that make me? Well, in my head, I'm an optimist. I think it makes me capable of being a director, but who knows? I don't really know what I am. But anyway, long story short, I was playing disc golf out there a lot because we had I think we had the second largest disc golf course either in the state or the country. State isn't quite as impressive, although to be fair, California has a lot of disc golf courses. So we either had the second largest in the state or in the country, and man, it was awesome. It was really cool being out there playing disc golf. But I would always lose the discs. That was something that always happened. I'd always be out there having a good time, and then a gust of wind would come. Oh no, a bad throw, and boom, your disc is in a tree 50 feet tall, and you're not getting it. Either the wind's gonna knock it down, and a good Samaritan is gonna return it to you, or you were like me, and you would go out there and you'd find all the discs you could, and you'd keep them for yourself. Because look, the way I see it, all the discs, it was like a communist disc golf course. All the discs belonged to everybody, but a few greedy people would come and steal them all and then use them, and then there you go. You'd have to hunt around for some discs if you want to play disc golf. But it made it nice to get into the sport, because if you didn't have a disc, then you would just go to the course and maybe you'll find one. And the odds of you finding one were pretty high. Let me tell you, pretty high. It was an experience being out there in Monterey. It really was. It was. I learned a lot about myself, and I learned that it wasn't for me, and that's okay. Sometimes things aren't for us, and that's an important thing to remember. Is that sometimes, you try something and you invest and you put a lot of time and effort into it, but if it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay. You can move on. You can recover from it, and it's okay to move on. You shouldn't feel guilty about it. You should just accept what it was and move on from it. A lot of people, I feel like, get stuck in a ruts, and I myself do. You get stuck in the day-to-day. You get stuck in, you feel like, man, this is just what life is, but it doesn't have to be. You can move on. You can learn. You can advance yourself. And with that is a message that I just wanted to share. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are ending today's episode of The Void. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I want to keep them short and sweet. I want to keep them pretty quick little brah, brah, brah for the dailies. And then, we'll have some specials, which will be a little bit longer and where I'm a little bit more prepared and a little more thought out. But yeah, for the dailies, for the dailies, I want to keep it quick. I do. And I think today we did a good job of managing time and keeping the topics going. And I'm learning. I'm getting a little bit better each day, and I'm learning how to how to operate this crazy little project of mine. So with that being said, thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody who tuned in, and take care of yourself, take care of your family, and have a great rest of your day.